I shaved my head completely with a razor, all just to get into Shaolin Temple to learn Kung Fu. But just shaving my head wasn't enough. I knocked over the incense burner and didn't hesitate to press my head against the burning incense sticks. First the right side, then the left, but it felt too slow. So I grabbed 2 large incense sticks and pressed them hard against the top of my head. The pain made me drop to my knees instantly, but I gritted my teeth and forced myself not to stop. When the ritual scars were finally burned into my scalp, the pain was so intense, I passed out on the spot. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself wearing monk's robes. In that moment, I thought Shaolin Temple had accepted me. Excited, I grabbed the staff and walked into the training hall. The monks here often practiced with spiked clubs because wolf packs frequently threatened the temple, but their technique only targeted the wolf's legs and fangs. They never went for the kill. I couldn't accept this approach. How could you possibly subdue wild wolves that way? So I swung the club and completely destroyed the wooden wolf training dummy. The abbot was furious, but I stood my ground. Only by completely defeating the wolves can we eliminate the threat once and for all. The abbot simply said calmly, those who follow the Buddhist path must have compassion in their hearts. Then he demonstrated himself, using the spiked club to break the wooden wolf's limbs, insert it into the mouth to loosen the teeth, and finally strike the head. The wooden wolf immediately lost its power, but its life wasn't destroyed. In that moment, I understood that Shaolin staff techniques weren't about killing, they were about balance and restraint. I begged the abbot to let me stay, but he shook his head and refused. I wouldn't give up. To prove my sincere repentance, I went alone to a cave in the back mountains, practicing my staff work daily against the vines hanging at the cave entrance. I would wrap the vines together, then carefully untangle them one by one, never allowing myself to break a single strand. Later, I jumped onto rocks and continuously struck the water surface, using water's gentle nature to refine my control over force and power. The abbot happened to witness this scene. He was finally moved and decided to give me one more chance. But first, I had to pass the test of the wooden wolf formation. The task was simple. I just needed to loosen the wooden wolf's teeth. But when the formation activated, the abbot controlled the wooden wolf to guard defensively, not letting me get close. Worse yet, the wooden wolf's tail and limbs could counterattack, and I nearly got knocked down several times. I had to keep my distance and patiently wait for an opportunity. Finally, the moment the wooden wolf spun around, I struck hard at its teeth. The abbot immediately made the wooden wolf close its mouth defensively, but I saw through the opening and didn't hesitate to thrust my staff into its mouth, knocking out the teeth in one smooth motion. At that moment, except for the teeth, the wooden wolf was completely unharmed. The abbot stared at me for a long time, then finally nodded. He kept his promise and accepted me as his student. I finally understood that true strength isn't about destruction, it's about restraint.